Hello all and welcome, and I'm the MGTOW philosopher. And in this video, I would like to discuss whether or not PUAs can be MGTOW and what, if any, differences exist between the two to exclude one from being the other. Now, my reason for posting this video is because I've seen a lot of people lately making comments about how they are quote-unquote true MGTOW via inferring that other people are not, because those others are talking about PUA, meaning pickup artists, subject matter, and viewpoints. Now, that led me to wonder why. Why is this happening? Well, I think it's because some people have created some kind of delineation in their own minds between PUA and MGTOW, and they're trying to make them mutually exclusive, meaning that if you are one, you cannot be the other. Now, this strikes me as patently absurd. First of all, it panders to the belief that all MGTOW give up women entirely, which is ridiculous. Being MGTOW simply means you will not marry a woman, you will not live with her, give her money, or in any way support her, or put yourself in a position where she can use your resources. Nor will you have kids with her, as again, that legally entitles her to your resources. That's it. Beyond these things, which are nothing more than a definition for what MGTOW means, there is no ideology. There's no MGTOW rulebook, no MGTOW Bible, as it's not a school, ideology, cult, religion, or anything else of that nature. It isn't like feminism that has all sorts of ideological tenets and teachings and gender study, social justice warrior, moron, nonsense courses you can take and get degrees in when attending a university. No. MGTOW is not some absolutist movement where you have to give up women entirely. You can do that if you want, and still be MGTOW, of course, but that's not what defines MGTOW. Just as you can be a PUA and still be MGTOW. You see, all a PUA guy is a guy who knows how to get women to sleep with him with a fair amount of success. Nothing more. He's just a guy who knows women, targets the right ones, and says more or less the right things to get her into bed. He also knows how to string her along and use her as a booty call when he needs her, and essentially have her wanting more and more until he's done with her, at which point he just kicks her to the curb. But that's it. He doesn't marry her, or get involved with her in any serious way, or have kids with her, or live with her. Hence, to me, he sounds pretty MGTOW. Now, I think some of the people who make this observation of PUAs and MGTOWs being mutually exclusive are themselves very serious MGTOW, who in many cases swear off women entirely, and have come to the conclusion that true MGTOWs are like this. And they think that discussing PUA-type subjects is somehow outside the purview of the subject area that is MGTOW. Something that makes very little sense to me, since many MGTOWs still pump and dump women. So PUA subjects would be of great interest to them as MGTOW guys, I would think. There are also going to be some people who have been taught, erroneously by the way, that MGTOW is some kind of ideology. And they've been presented it in a way that says it has certain rules and lessons that say PUAs are not MGTOW or some other such garbage. I think a lot of it is that some people define MGTOW too narrowly and seem to forget that there are many types of guys who are MGTOW, and then not all of them are the same types of MGTOW guys. So things like PUA subjects in regards to a video actually are subjects that fall into the MGTOW area, as some guys who are MGTOW are still pumping and dumping chicks. By the same token, many men who pump and dump chicks, they might look on subjects like celibacy as something that is not a MGTOW subject, as MGTOW is in no way about not having sex with women. However, most men don't make that exclusionary statement, as they rightly know that MGTOW has a lot of room for different approaches in regards to dealing with women and how one might choose to interact with them, which in some cases is choosing to not interact with them at all, which is perfectly fine. So long as you don't give them your resources, live with them, marry them, or have kids with them. And beyond that, there's a wide range of subjects that interest MGTOW men and could rightly be called MGTOW subjects, because the range of men out there is wide and varied in both personality and personal interests. So I think it's wrong to say things like, this is automatically MGTOW, but this is not, just because one thing falls within your ideological bent and another thing does not. And by the way, MGTOW is not an ideology. I cannot say that enough. So PUA subjects are of great interest to a lot of guys, as a great many MGTOW are not monks, which in no way makes them any less MGTOW than anyone else. So how to pump and dump and string chicks along more effectively is a subject of great interest to them. So I hope that explains my thoughts on the matter. And I do hope some of you can stop being so rigid and dogmatic in your thinking, and that you can cease making MGTOW into some kind of rigid ideology that is, in and of itself, unbending in regards to who can and cannot belong to it. Because MGTOW is just a word that defines men who don't give resources or set themselves up in a way that allows women to take their resources. That's it. It isn't an ideology, guys, okay? So long as someone does not marry, live with a woman, give her shit, let her live with him, or have kids with him, or have kids with her, he can do whatever the hell he wants with women, and he will still be MGTOW. Hence PUA subjects and a variety of other subjects, including subjects for celibates, aka monks, are MGTOW subjects. Maybe just not MGTOW subjects that apply to or interest you specifically, but they certainly apply to other MGTOW guys. Doesn't mean the subject itself isn't one that fits into MGTOW. So enough with the divisiveness, okay, guys? We get enough of that from feminists and mangina white knights. I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.